I'm going to start off with the NYX SFX Cream Colour in white and the NYX Vivid Brights in Aqua Sapphire. Using the white, I'm just going to start by outlining the shape, and then I'm using a beauty blender to fill inside the shape. Then going in with the turquoise, I'm just starting to create the zombie-like face. And then taking the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk, I'm just going to apply this to my eyelid. Going back in with turquoise, I'm just filling in the rest of the shape. Taking the NYX Ultimate Brights eyeshadow palette, I'm just going to create a big dramatic cut crease using the purple. So once I've had enough purple, I'm just going to introduce some yellow and use some small circular motions to create a nice soft transition between the purple to the yellow. Taking the NYX Epic Ink Liner, I'm just creating a large wing. And then going in with a white eyeliner for your waterline, I'm using NYX False White in Mint Cream. I'm just going to apply this. Going back in with the eyeliner, I'm then just creating a simple cat eye, and then taking this rather low down. And then I'm creating a sort of illusion that I've got a big eye. So as you can see, I've already sort of created the basic shape of the brow. And this brow is going to be pointing upwards. I created this using the Jumbo Pencil in Milk, and then I'm just going to go in with some eyeshadow and just pack on the colour. I used eyeshadow for the eyebrows because I wanted to have a nice transition from the purple to the blue. So once you've packed on the colour, you can go ahead and sort of blend the colours together. Just to be extra picky, I'm going in with the SFX Cream Colour, and I'm just going to really sharpen up the brows with a flat brush. And as you can see, I'm just going ahead and adding more detail to the eye. And then moving on to the monster mouth, I'm just going in with the SFX Cream Colour in red, and I'm starting to form the basic shape of the gums. I'm also starting to form the teeth as well. For this monster's teeth, I'm just sort of putting this where my lips sit, and then after that I just sort of go crazy. I just kind of place teeth anywhere. Some are going to be more human-like and some are going to be spiky. And don't worry about detail too much for now, that'll all come later. Of course, when you're doing this, you need to consider the fact that there's skin in front, the turquoise skin, so you want to keep the mouth behind that. And as you can see, I'm just slowly building my way up, working my way up, and having the mouth so it sort of goes upwards towards my ear. So once you're happy with all the shapes that you've done, I'm just going in with the foundation. I'm taking the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation, and I'm just going to apply that onto the rest of my skin. I then suddenly decided I wanted a half skull nose, so I just went in with some black and did that. And then I'm also creating sort of a pink ombre thing on the side of my jaw. Yeah, guys, honestly, I don't even know, to be honest. I was just making this up as I was going along, so yeah, just go with it. Okay, now moving on to the more sort of where the human area is, I'm going in with the NYX Vivid Brights in green, and I'm just creating smoke coming out the corner of my mouth. I'm then using the white eyeliner and doing the exact same thing, and then going with the green, I'm just creating a speckled effect coming from the smoke. So with the eyeliner, I'm just outlining my lips, and I've created a sort of smiley coming from the corner of my mouth. I'm then filling in the rest of my lips with a soft matte lip cream in Monte Carlo. I hope I got that right. I'm then going in with the white eyeliner and just creating some pretty sparkles on the eyeshadow. Using a paintbrush, I'm now creating lines coming from my eye. I'm now just outlining the white shape that I created earlier, and I'm going to create the 3D illusion that this broken piece has the height of a centimetre. I'm now just going to fill the gap in white, and I'm going to add some shading later on to really create the illusion. For the pink thing on the jawline, I'm just adding sort of a black outline, and I'm adding some shading on the outside as well, and it kind of makes it pop a lot more. Taking that same black eyeshadow, I'm then just going to add this to the underneath of the broken piece, and this is going to really change the look and make it pop. I'm also using an angled brush to really catch those details. I'm taking some black paint and I'm just going to outline the teeth, gums and the turquoise skin as well. And I'm just going to go ahead and add some eyeshadow and create some shadows. So you want to think about where the light is coming from. So obviously on the raised areas you want some highlights, add some white, and on the lower areas add some blacks. And feel free to add some wrinkles and details as well. So once you're happy with all of that, you can then go ahead and add a really dark red on the insides of the mouth just to add the background. So for the white piece on my face, I then decided it'd be a good idea to add some shadow underneath that as well, so it looks even more like it's sat on top of my face. And we're finally moving on to the body, so I'm using an eyebrow pencil and I'm just going to roughly sketch out the shapes that I'm going to create. And I'm going in with the NYX SFX cream colours once again, and I'm just going to start filling them in. And just before I was about to seriously start on the chest, I realised there was a bit more work that I needed to do on the face. So here I'm adding some dark blue onto the turquoise areas of my face and adding a lot more depth, shadow and contour. And I also thought the white area was fairly plain, so I added some cracks and some details, and I felt like this really made a huge difference to the piece. And once again, I'm just adding some black eyeshadow into the white areas to create some more depth. Moving back onto the body, so the colours I used for this was fuchsia pink, yellow, red, blue, and also mixed yellow and red together to create orange. And as you can see here, I'm creating the ball with the white using my finger. I felt like using my fingers was actually really helpful to create the effect that I wanted. As you can see, in between each colour, they're not properly mixed. It's kind of got an abstract feel. So once I was happy with where I placed the colours, I then filled in the rest of the background in black, and this is where you can really start playing with the shapes, creating cracks, zigzags, and yeah, just really have fun with it and start bringing the whole look together. And of course, importantly, you want to add this on the outer areas as well, because this is what creates the illusion against the black background. So next I'm just going to outline the shapes, and I'm taking some black eyeshadow and I'm just going to start adding some shading. This is going to really make the whole entire piece pop, and my intentions are to create the beams so they look as if they're going behind the piece and make the circles look as if they're 3D. So the techniques I'm using for this is small dabbing motions, circular and brushstroke motions as well. So you want the shadow and shading to be deeper and darker as it goes towards the edge, but don't overdo this as you can make the piece look too flat and too 2D. So take it slowly and build it up in layers. And moving on once again, I'm going in with the white SFX cream colour, and I'm just going to apply this to the edges and create the highlights. Again, gently feathering out the colour. I'm adding even more highlight to the areas that are thinner because I feel like that's where the light would catch even more. For the eyeball, I think you get the gist now. It's just exactly the same steps, so you want to fill in the colours, outline the shapes and add the shadow and details. I'm taking some eyeshadow once again and I'm just adding this underneath the eye. Next I'll be taking the NYX white eyeliner and I'll be creating some stars and sparkles. And finally I'll be adding shadow to the eyeball, and I'm also adding some red as well because I wanted the eyeball to look a little bit sore. And finally, here is the finished look. Thank you so much for watching my entire video. I mean, if you made it this far, then honestly, wow, thank you. I do hope you found this video helpful and that you can use some of these techniques in your work as well. And don't forget to follow me on social media at GothSpectrum on Facebook and Instagram, and I shall see you in my next video. Thank you!